Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hanging With Web Show. I'm GW Pomacher. Thank you so much for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't done it yet, take like now and subscribe so you can come back and see what kind of creators we're hanging with here on the Hanging With Web Show. We are at the 19th Annual Melbourne Independent Filmmakers Festival. That just takes up the whole card.
Yeah.
Myth. Which is going to be confused on the internet with so many other things.
Your tags will be blowing up,
They're just going to be great. So we're here in Melbourne, Florida, and we're talking and hanging with Ryan James, the producer of Shooting Clerks. No, he didn't shoot the clerk. See what I...
Yeah.
They didn't.
We got more views now.
More.
Now, this just in.
He didn't do it.
Clerk shot at Myth. What? What's happening?
Shot the clerk? Wait, no. Wrong movie, guys. Shooting Clerks. Ryan, man, tell us how you got involved in this film.
Okay, so yeah, it's a little bit of a weird journey I've been on.
I'm just thinking, you're doing a docudrama.
Yeah, docudrama is the best way to put it. Biopic, comedy,
on an indie film and an indie film movement, really. Because Clerks really started a movement in the indie film community. So, how do you get sucked into that? You're just walking down the street one day and thought, look, I have no place else to dump all my money this week. So,
well, no, actually, I mean, it wasn't really like I'm very much in the trenches type producer, you know. But I mean, that all came from a really long journey. I, of course, was a huge fan of Clerks growing up and Kevin Smith. I loved the Jay and Silent Bob movies. I actually went to the Sundance Film Festival all throughout high school, which is where Kevin's meteoric rise to fame happened in 1994. But I was in high school. I went to Countryside High School in Clearwater, Florida. And they have a TV production program there. And every year, they would take their students to the Sundance Film Festival on a field trip for a week.
That's best field trip ever.
Yeah, and then, so I kind of got spoiled growing up because I always went to Sundance every year, got to watch 20 films a week, meet filmmakers, meet actors, and I was only in my teens. I was 15 when I first went. So the second year I went...
we hate him. Just don't worry about him. Anyway, just ignore him. Okay, so...
In 2006, I went and Kevin Smith had executive produced a movie by his friend Malcolm Ingram. It was called Small Town Gay Bar. And I found out that he was going to be there, and I was like, I don't care what I got to do. I'm waking up at 8 a.m., 7 a.m. to go out and wait in the snow, because I didn't have tickets for it, so I had to wait line for tickets in hopes that somebody didn't show up with tickets, so I'd be able to get a ticket. I was first in line, waiting in the snow for to go see this movie, and hopefully just see Kevin, because I was such a big fan. And so we got there, we ran right to the front, we're excited, and a friend came up to me and was like, Kevin Smith is smoking a cigarette outside. And we were just like, pull our seats, ringing out there.
Because that's kind of what Kevin Smith does.
Well, not anymore. He doesn't smoke anymore. Well, he smokes a different kind of wacky tobacco, yeah.
You guys run into Kevin on the con circuit, just wait till he comes back to the table, all right? Just saying.
Yeah, so it was cool. He got photos with us. Really super nice guy. After that, I joined his message board. It was the View Askew message board, and his movies are the View Askew Production.
Okay, before Facebook, there were these things. They were called message board. It's like pre-Facebook.
It's like pre-Reddit.
Yeah, pre-Reddit.
Before Reddit, there used to be several message boards.
That's right, and then Reddit killed them.
Yeah.
So you just kind of leaked up.
Yeah, it was different. I joined as a fan. I watched. So after meeting him, I went and took some of the rest of my money for the field trip. I went to the Blockbuster, which was this thing back in the day. There's one in
big buildings. They had these things called tapes. And then they had DVDs, and then the corporate executives decided that digital was never going to happen. Maybe wasn't a good decision.
No.
So they don't have those buildings anymore.
Yeah, there's one in Alaska, but it's got a really entertaining Twitter page.
There you go.
So after that, I took my field trip money and I bought every Kevin Smith DVD that was at Blockbuster, and I just sat there and watched them all week. And some I'd seen, but only on Comedy Central.
I love what Kevin is able to do with a little. He really is the
minimalist,
the master indie.
Yeah.
because he can take a little and do so much with it.
Yeah.
And his comedic timing and talent is wonderful.
Yeah.
So it does. Like you, I grew up, with Kevin Smith. And okay, so you got the peek in the head of Kevin and Brian and all these guys. Let them peek at their younger selves, which had to be a little on the surreal side for a moment or two, because none of us like to think we're getting older. They tell me how old I am. I don't actually believe them because I feel like I'm like 21, as far as I know. Mm-hmm. So you're making Brian face down, young Brian. That's got to be fun.
Yeah, no, his reaction, I think the very first time he was asked about what it's like to see a younger version of himself portrayed in their story, he actually broke down in tears just thinking about the fact that he can't even believe that their story got to be told, and
now as a fan and coming up, to getting ready to do this, you got to meet these guys and hang out with them and have some really cool experiences. Now you're working with them on the set. There's a dream come true right there.
Yeah.
But now, where do you go from here, man?
Oddly enough,
it's like being at Disney World going, now I'm going to Disney World. Where are you going now?
It's the gift that keeps on giving because we're still technically working on the movie. What we showed today was an advanced screening.
Okay.
We have our UK premiere is going to be at the Prince Charles Cinema, the home of cult film in London, and that's going to be in January.
So life really doesn't suck right now.
No, it's pretty nice.
All, yeah.
Kevin shot when he actually got to see the movie a couple months ago for its East Coast premiere. They had Comic Book Men, his show on AMC, film the screening. And they had a camera on him the whole time he was watching the movie and got his reactions after. He couldn't believe it. He was in tears. He even rushed out of the theater just to show the camera crew, I have tears, and that's going to be airing in February, and we hope to be in LA during the week of that to actually set up our LA premieres.
I watch Kevin's YouTube show regularly, and this is one of the most grounded, level guys in the world, and he's sitting in the theater watching a movie about his movie.
Yeah.
Which is probably something he didn't ever think. So there you are. I mean, you made the original indie filmmaker break down because of your indie film.
Yeah.
That's got to be cool.
Yeah. No, that was very humbling. Yeah. Between that, I mean, they invited a lot of the cast members who we never met before, or we didn't get to shoot with, and we're maybe a little bit hesitant about the movie. Some people just I'm going to be portrayed, and I'm still alive, and so they came out to watch the movie for the very first time, and of course, everybody loved it, and they ended up saying, how do we get involved with this?
That's awesome.
So now we got to we shot 5 new cameos days after shooting that, hours before a New Jersey screening that we had, so those are getting added.
For those of you who don't know, in filmmaking, reshoots are nothing really new. However, it is unusual to go to a premiere and then add entirely new characters.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
But we had to open that time portal again because we had scenes with Brian Johnson from Comic Book Men, who he was the last of the 4 comic book men that we hadn't got. He's a little bit tough to get a hold of, and again very kind of hesitant. And finally, after he saw the movie, he was like, of course we said we won't be offended if you don't. He's like, yeah, you will. Of course you're going to be offended. Yeah, let's do it.
At this point, you're the last one that hasn't signed up.
Yeah, no, everybody else.
TikTok, come on.
Yeah, so being able to do that, meet our heroes.
What are audiences saying? They're doing pre-screenings here. What are audiences? You guys do a lot of talking.
Yeah, we had an hour-long Q&A, so that was really cool.
Are they loving it?
Yeah, no, I mean, everybody people that have never seen the original Clerks movie.
I was going to say, Clerks really is a cult classic. It's something you kind of grow up on. It was what would have been an 80s, 90s generation version of counterculture film. Mm-hmm. So it's not like everybody went to the movie theater and saw Clerks.
No.
If you haven't seen it by now, there's a place you can see it, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, so you're doing this film about, and now you're walking into audiences, and I did understand, one of the girls told me that she heard somebody saying on the way out, now they had to go home and watch Clerks.
Yeah. Every screening we go to, people come up and say, I've never seen Clerks, and I absolutely love this movie. I have to see it now. It's like its own little gateway drug into Clerks, into the world of Kevin Smith and the Jay and Silent Bob movies.
Which is, guys, Google Kevin Smith. Okay, that's a funny joke.
Yeah,
or Jason Mewes, or Brian. Just Google them, and that just becomes funnier. Okay, so where are you headed from here? Where are you headed now? I mean, did you pick up any cameos or anything? I mean, because every time you guys show the film, somebody else wants to be in it.
Yeah, there's going
to be a 5.5-hour film when you're done.
No, honestly, we're still trying to keep it down. It's not too long of a film. It's about an hour 37, which is another Kevin Smith joke. But I think it's about every time we get to screen it, there's something new, something interesting,
nice.
And new collaborations, new contacts, and just.
I know you're working on distribution right now. Getting it out there, finding a good avenue.
We're gonna look for a home once the Comic Book Men episode airs to several million people. That's kind of what we're waiting for. Is that's our checkpoint of now hoping that the distribution comes through.
You guys keep an eye for Ryan James everywhere because that's brilliant. It really is.
I mean,
that's next level. That's actual LA Hollywood level thinking. Because everybody that finishes a product, the first thing you want to do is share it with everyone. Yeah. But to know enough, to be smart enough to say, hey, you know what? They're going to show this, and somebody will want to distribute it then.
We've gotten offers.
That's next level thought. Man.
But I mean, the same thing too is, Brian. What's really cool about Brian O'Halloran is everywhere we go, he'll even just quiz the open cast or the cast of audience, where he'll say, "What do you think this movie's worth?" And people will throw out numbers that are few and far between. Where we were at, but it also makes us feel good because people enjoy it that much.
That's fantastic.
But it's tough because as first-time filmmakers making a movie about a first-time filmmaker, you really want to jump for the money quick because, like my director Christopher Downey, that his job is dad. He's a dad and a filmmaker. He's at home all the time working on this movie, but I'm juggling 3 studio film promotion marketing jobs on the side that it's like, yeah, we could really use the money, but at the same time it's like we're holding out for more. That's what I'm saying. We have to wait for the
because I would not have known. I like I said, I grew up with Clerks. I knew what it was. I saw it way back in the day.
Yeah.
I've revisited it several times since, but at the same time, it is a niche thing, and so you don't know until you see how big that niche is, because that niche today is much bigger than it ever was before. And when they put it out on Comic Book Men and that episode airs, you guys, that's wonderful thinking.
I mean, people want to see the movie. We want to get it to you, but
you're thinking not only as a film creator, but as a filmmaker, as a person in an industry. It's a business.
Yeah.
And you have the ability to do that. That's an amazing thing. And she's going to hold that damn card up until I shut up. That's not going to happen. We're chatting. We're enjoying this.
We're hanging out.
We're hanging out. You told him he could hang out over here. Okay? So you
did
can't
tell me.
All right. Well, I'll wrap it up. As I wrap it up, folks, I want to say thank you very much to our partners and our friends at Something Unique Magazine, Space Coast Comics, Wordfire Press, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with Yvonne Mason, and Heather Reed with Asylum Convention and Entertainment Services. We want to thank those guys for sharing these videos all over the World Wide Web, sharing some fantastic creators, filmmakers, authors, artists of all kinds. I'm GW Pomacher. We've been hanging with Ryan James, the producer of Shooting Clerks. Remember, folks, subscribe, log on, tune in, see who we're hanging with next.
Yo, this dude named Kevin Smith, right? He was going nowhere fast. He couldn't take it anymore.
I feel I'm not who I should be.
Who should you be?
Not me. Not who I am right now. I'm doing what I'm doing right now.
So one day he just up and left his job at the convenience store and went to Canada.
You couldn't have picked somewhere further away.
I got no idea what I'm doing. I just know film school's where I need to be right now.
So there he meets a dude named Scott and a dude named Dave who are both sick of the same old shit that he is.
You know that bit in Empire when Han has to cut open the tauntaun?
Yeah. The PETA people were pissed about that.
A couple of months go by and Kevin decides to make a movie in the same convenience store that he walked out of.
You mean like renting a video camera and shooting on the weekends type of thing?
No, I mean like renting a film camera and shooting an honest-to-God movie.
So he picks up sticks again and heads home with his new crew. Then he mixes his new crew with his old high school crew and he sets out to make this movie.
Let's rock this shit.
So what's it about?
It's a day in the life film kind of picture. In this case, a convenience store clerk.
Huh.
Some of the stuff you got me saying, like snooch to the nooch. Yeah, it's like fucking baby talk.
I don't know, man. Doesn't sound like any movie I've ever seen.
Your dad's wasn't in the script.
Yeah, but I'm the writer, motherfucker.
He's getting as much sleep as me.
Most days Kevin doesn't even have enough time to sleep before he's got to open the store.
Hello, RST video.
Sheesh. Mewes, I can't take this anymore. Keep saying the same shit over and over.